Hello there! Chaz Marler from Pair of Dice Paradise here with another video about the tabletop miniatures game that will always have a soft spot in my heart, BattleTech. Piloting your midnight metallic blue thunderbolt across your homeworld's familiar grasslands is great and fine, but I know mech warriors and they will inevitably yearn to explore and conquer exotic, distant lands as well. And that's why, in this video, we're going to take a look at a half dozen different suggestions for different types of terrain that's compatible with BattleTech. Some of these are official BattleTech products, and others are just going to be home-brewed solutions. But regardless of which solutions resonate with you, the goal of this video is to present some options that you either didn't know were available, or inspire you to experiment in a new direction that you may not have previously explored. Either way, let's get started. Let's begin with the basics, the maps that come included with the two base sets of the game. The two current sets are the BattleTech A Game of Armored Combat and the BattleTech Beginner's Box. The maps in both sets feature grasslands on one side and kind of a desert terrain on the other side. These are the traditional paper mats with the terrain types, the elevation, and the hex numbers printed on them. And, while they are nothing fancy, they're completely functional. And if you simply want to add more of these maps to your library, well, you can find more of them on the BattleTech section of the Catalyst Game Labs website, which I recently discovered also has digital printable map packs available for just a couple bucks a piece. The site also has a digital printable Worldwide Event 2018 map pack, which is free! So yeah, of course, I went and got a copy of that one. When you purchase it, you can download a 50-page PDF file, which includes a cover image, page of instructions for various printing options, followed by 48 pages of map tiles. And even though that aspect does make it a little bit of a do-it-yourself assembly project, it's still kind of nice, because these are official BattleTech maps, so they include the terrain types and the hex numbers as well. And make note that in the description of this video, I'll include a link to this free printable BattleTech map pack, as well as links to all of the other resources that I'm going to mention in this video. Speaking of which, let's continue on. If you're not much of a do-it-yourselfer, well, the Catalyst has also released a set of fresh new maps in a Grasslands map pack, which includes 6 two-sided maps creatively named Foothills No. 1, Foothills No. 2, Rolling Hills No. 1, No. 2, No. 3, Forward Base, Lakes, Open Terrain No. 2 and 3, Streams, Woodland, and River Comm Center. This map pack is an official BattleTech product, so they're pre-printed with all the terrain types, the elevations, and the hex numbers. They're also, of course, a really simple way to add a lot more variety to your gaming environments, but they are still printed on the standard paper that the maps from the base game sets are printed on, which, is fine. But what I would really love is if someday they were to print a BattleTech map on one of those neoprene playmat surfaces. Oh, that would be nice. Well, now you can! Recently, I discovered a set of official double-sided neoprene playmats for BattleTech, and I have wanted something like this for years, decades even. Over the years, I've experimented with lots of various third-party map mats, but most have either lacked the features of official maps, or featured hexes that were the wrong size, or featured hexes that weren't hexes at all. So I was really excited to try out these official neoprene mats and had excruciatingly high hopes that they wouldn't totally suck hardcore. Each map is 34 by 22 inches and features a different map on each side. One side of each one features a never-before-published map set in either the desert, lunar, alpine, or savanna environment, and the other side features a unique grasslands map. These mats appear to be the standard gaming mat thickness and durability, and are, as of the time of this recording, currently only available on the Catalyst Game Labs online store. They do say that if the demand is strong enough for these, that they might send them to retail outlets in the future. But so, let's hope so, because I really could easily justify investing in the entire set of these 4 maps without even blinking an eye. And as nice as all of those mats are, they are still all flat. So when I'm in the mood for 3-dimensional terrain, my go-to is still HeroScape. Now granted, yeah, HeroScape has, unfortunately, been out of print for several years at this point, but bundles of terrain can still continually be found on eBay. HeroScape's terrain, while a little bit off, is still a scale I'd totally consider to be compatible. Plus, it includes multiple terrain types, makes elevation really easy to visually track, and also has some expansions containing trees and rocks, albeit those are among the more expensive sets that you'll find on the aftermarket these days. Now, I suppose that the other end of the spectrum, from a train set that's out of print, would be a train system that's currently going into print, which would be the MagnaHex system being developed by Sovereign Gameworks, which is currently running a pre-press campaign on Kickstarter through August 15th. MagnaHex is a magnetic, three-dimensional interlocking tabletop terrain system. A couple of weeks ago, I kind of stumbled bass-ackwards into meeting the designer of the set online, and they sent me a prototype set to evaluate. This MagnaHex terrain is designed to be fully modular, allow for fully customizable layouts, be resilient, and reusable. Now, I gotta admit, I am a huge fan of magnetic terrain. I love the concept, because if there's a carefully constructed map within 57 yards of me, you know I'll find a way to accidentally drop a catered lunch onto it. During my research and testing of the MagnaHex terrain, I found it to be sturdy, durable, nicely textured, and, pardon the pun, a snap to put together and disassemble. The only potential issue that I found was the same one that you encounter with any gaming component that incorporates magnets, that being the potential issue of conflicting polarities that could prevent two pieces from lining up and connecting exactly how you want it to. But this was an extremely minor issue, and it wouldn't even come close to preventing me from using this type of magnetic terrain system. Of course, if you're still looking for more ideas for terrain that's compatible with BattleTech, well, one of the other approaches that I've tinkered with in the past is to repurpose model train components. BattleTech is designed at a 1/285th scale, so there's generally 2 gauges of model trains that I consider when looking for compatible train pieces. The model train Z gauge is the closest to BattleTech's dimensions at a 1/220th scale. But, at least in my experience, Z-gauge models and parts can sometimes be pretty difficult to find. So an alternative choice would be the N-gauge models, which I consider to be close enough to still be compatible with a 1/160th scale proportion, roughly 150% the size of Z-gauge models, so they don't blend in quite as seamlessly. However, N-scale models are reportedly second in popularity only to HO scale, potentially making a wide variety of trains and accessories available in N-scale rather than Z. Honestly, I guess it also depends on the design of the specific N-gauge component, as some structures and terrain pieces will certainly blend in better than others. In my experience, the biggest potential drawback to this approach is the lack of a hex grid on the terrain. So, of course, the approach of playing with rulers and measurements will most certainly need to be used instead. And if you'd like to just brainstorm even more BattleTech terrain ideas, well, here's several online resources that I have found to be really useful. First, I recommend the Pinterest board BattleTech Terrain Ideas by user What's-His-Face. This board is just full of a wide variety of eclectic component ideas, from professionally manufactured components to repurposed objects to do-it-yourself items. It's just a great place to find some general ideas and inspiration. I highly recommend checking it out. And once you've found a great custom terrain idea on What's-His-Face's Pinterest board, if you happen to own a 3D printer, well, then you can create it on demand, which would be awesome. And I'm sure that some people out there are saying, yes, that is awesome. So if you do that, please share your experiences in the comments below so that I can justify eventually getting my own 3D printer. But in the meantime, you'll find even more custom terrain and component designs on a variety of the websites dedicated to 3D print designs. I have found BattleTech print designs on Make XYZ, Yegi, and Thingiverse. But as for me, I always find myself drawn to the offerings that I find on shapeways.com the most. But regardless of which site you prefer, it is great to see a BattleTech community in each of these places. And, of course, no list on this subject would be complete without the mention of the gaming terrain message board from the forums on the BattleTech.com website. In a way, I'm ending this list with the place that it might be worth beginning first. This forum is just chock full of great ideas and discussion all about them. So whether you're looking specifically for ideas to expand your BattleTech universe, or just looking for tabletop terrain ideas in general, I hope that this list has provided some ideas and new leads for you. And if you have a favorite product or resource that I've overlooked on this list, please let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll cover another batch in an upcoming episode. In the meantime though, I've been Chaz Marler from Pair of Dice Paradise. Thanks, and take care.